Good evening and welcome to the Bison Information Network. I'm Malik Mitchell.
And I'm Lydia Levine. We have the latest campus and local news coming up, so you don't want to go away.
Thank you for joining us tonight. Campus Attractions recently kicked off the start of their new semester with their popular casino night.
Over 300 students showed up to try their hand at some authentic casino games. Reporter Coy Hartle has more on the story.
Over the weekend, the Residence Hall Association and Campus Attractions hosted their annual casino night in the Oshedi-Shikowi Ballroom at the Union. NDSU students were able to try their luck at one of the tables by flipping, rolling, and spinning, all in hopes of coming out on top.
This is casino night. We bring in volunteers to help deal out cards, and then it's just a large opportunity for students to win prizes on campus and have fun.
At the event, students were given fake money that could be exchanged for chips, which could then be used to purchase raffle tickets for one of the many prizes being given away.
A good reason to come to Campus Attractions events is a good opportunity to go out with your friends in a sober environment. We offer it as like an alternative to going out to the bars or just out on like the nights, so it's a safer alternative than doing that.
In addition to popular casino games like craps and blackjack, the event also had an MC hosting the event, as well as an oxygen bar where participants could mix and match different scents while answering trivia questions. And while months of work went into putting the event together, students like Aiden believe it's all worth it in the end.
Definitely one of our larger events, so it's always nice to see a good turnout, and it's just really nice that people get to enjoy the work that we put into it.
To find out more about upcoming events, you can visit the Campus Attractions website or follow them on social media.
It also comes out of your student fees, so it's a good reason to come because you are paying for it, and they are a lot of fun. We do a lot of crafts, we do a lot of like game nights like this, and we also have like movie nights. So there's a lot of variety, so there's a lot of opportunities for someone to find their interest.
From Bison Information Network, I'm Coy Hartle.
NDSU has about 300 student organizations to choose from to get involved on campus. Getting involved on campus can expand your social life, knowing your campus better, and improving a number of skills. These organizations range from cultural, business, communications, and even sports. Expand your horizons and get out there. The best way to find organizations is to visit mynDSU.ndsu.edu. And are you interested in Greek life? Fraternities and sororities are hosting several recruiting events like sports tournaments, game nights, and billiards. Make sure you check out the MyNDSU events calendar for more information.
Last semester, we informed you that President Cook announced plans for budget cuts across the university. Yesterday afternoon, almost 2 months after the announcement was made, President Cook sent an email to the student body containing a document with suggested reforms. This includes the 7 colleges being merged into 5. The colleges are now the College of Agriculture, College of Arts and Sciences, College of Business, College of Engineering, and the College of Health Professions and Human Sciences. The rest of the changes entailed are not official yet. The university has attached a link in the email for you to provide your direct input to the proposed changes. Be sure to have your voice heard, as the form is accepting submissions until February 15th. Last Thursday, Bakhtiar Razlev, an NDSU Associate Professor of Coatings and Polymeric Materials, has released plans to create a new AI model to determine the toxicity of microplastics in the environment. In addition to being partnered with Rutgers University, based in New Brunswick, New Jersey, Razlev expects the project to allow for one NDSU graduate student to work in their lab as experiments take place. This project has been applauded not only due to the goal of understanding how microplastics are affecting humans, but also due to its importance of collaborations with other R1 universities.
Tapestry of Inclusion nominations are now open. Tapestry of Inclusion is a textile mosaic that recognizes students, faculty, staff, and alumni for contributions they are making to diversify both NDSU and within their community. Inductees promote, facilitate, and advocate for people from categories like age, race, sex, and religion. Questions regarding the Tapestry of Inclusion can be directed at Tristan Simic at tristan.simic@ndsu.edu.
The NDSU Counseling Center announced on Tuesday that there are opportunities for all NDSU students to join various counseling groups. Ranging from a health concerns support group to a new to NDSU group, all are encouraged to reach out if interested. Reminder that the Counseling Center is temporarily located at 1919 University Drive North and can be reached at 701-231-7671. Coming up next, reporter Jacob Morgan went across campus for a new episode of Bison on the Streets. Stay with us for when we come back.
My name is Jacob Morgan. I'm back here with the Bison Information Network with another edition of Bison on the Street. We're in the Memorial Union today, and I'm here with
Ben.
Lily.
With Andrew. Tom.
And I'm going to ask Ben a few questions about NDSU to see his knowledge on the campus. So, can you name 3 dorm halls at NDSU?
Again. Johnson, which is the best. Weibel and Churchill.
Gator, Churchill, and Thompson.
Churchill, Cater, and Stockbridge.
That's correct.
Well, this is tough. I didn't go here freshman year, but we got Stockbridge, Reed, and that's all I can get right now.
That's all you can get? All right, that's fine. Next question. Who is the current president of NDSU?
It's that one dude. What's his name? Isn't it President like Cook or something?
Generalissimo David Cook.
Current president? It's David Cook, isn't it?
It is David Cook, yes.
Couldn't tell you.
Can tell me? Not even like a guess? All right, we'll go to the next question. When was NDSU founded?
Also couldn't tell you.
You got a guess at all?
1920s.
1894?
No idea.
Not even a guess?
No, I mean like long ago. I just know that.
Like what, 1876 or something?
1890. And what is the name of NDSU's mascot?
Thundar.
Thundar?
Thundar.
Thundar, I'm pretty sure is his name. So.
That is correct. Thank you very much.
Feed My Starving Children is a Christian nonprofit organization based out of Minnesota. From February 1st through February 4th, they'll be in Fargo, naming it the Fargo Pact. Their mission is to collect donations for the meal ingredients and gain volunteers to hand-pack the meals. Meals are donated to the FMSS food partners around the world. For more information, you can visit fargopact.org. Fargo Moorhead Community Theater is hosting brilliant 10-minute plays on Friday and Saturday. This event will have 12 original 10-minute plays from over 120 submissions all over the world. The 2 weekends of shows feature actors from all ages, abilities, and walks of life. It'll be hosted at the Himcost Center. Tickets are $10 per person.
Camp Lone Tree, a local eatery here in Fargo, is hosting a vintage board game evening. From 3 p.m. to 7 p.m., join the fun of playing board games that we remember growing up with, all while sipping on an assortment of warm drinks. This event will take place on January 29th. If you attended the Fargo Force game last Saturday, you may have seen fundraising events for various local Cass and Clay emergency service organizations. Yesterday, team officials announced that fundraising efforts were extremely successful, resulting in over $80,000 raised for the 16 different first responder groups. These funds will be used for life-saving equipment, supplies, and additional training.
U.S. health officials want to make COVID-19 vaccinations more like annual flu shots. The Food and Drug Administration on Monday proposed a simplified approach to future vaccination efforts. This allows most adults and children to get once-a-year shots to protect against mutating viruses. The FDA asked its panel of outside vaccine experts to weigh in on a meeting that was today. The agency is expecting to take their advice into consideration while deciding the future vaccine requirements for manufacturers.
The entirety of the 2019 U.S. no-fly list has been exposed online by a Swiss hacker who reportedly found 3 sensitive files stored on an unsecure cloud storage server. An article originally posted on January 19th under the title, "How to Completely Own an Airline in 3 Easy Steps and Grab the TSA No-Fly List Along the Way," goes over the steps the hacker took to get the information, as well as a form if one would like to request the information. Members of the list are defined as individuals reasonably suspected to be or have been related to terrorism and terrorist activities based on articulable and reasonable suspicion. This list allegedly included a recently freed Russian arms dealer, suspected members of the Irish paramilitary organization IRA, and an 8-year-old. Next on this evening's newscast, Dash Menzel will have your weekly Bison Sports Report. Stay with us for when we come back.
My name is Becky Parker, and I'm a news anchor at WDAY-TV. I graduated from NDSU in 2010 with a degree in journalism, broadcasting, and mass communication technologies, and then I had an emphasis on broadcasting. Principles of broadcast production and advanced broadcast production. Those were favorites because they were the most relevant for career experience. You're calling people for interviews, you're writing an article. It doesn't just feel like an assignment, it's like actually doing it. I was the news director for the first full semester of the Bison Information Network. The BIN advisor here was very much invested in me to actually have a career in broadcasting. He helped me get my internship and my first job. The people in NDSU's Department of Communication are really interested and helpful in getting students the connections that they need in order to get a job beyond school.
No kid deserves to go hungry, but try as they might, not every family can afford to put food on the table every day. That's why the Great Plains Food Bank and their partner agencies work every day to bring food to our hungry neighbors. Every dollar donated can provide 4 meals for those in need. Go to greatplainsfoodbank.org and donate today so no kid in North Dakota ever has to go hungry.
Men's and women's basketball teams began conference play over the winter break. The men's team was coming into conference play with a record of 3-9, and it didn't look much better for them as they lost their first 2 games to St. Thomas and Western Illinois in conference play. However, after that rough start, the team rebounded, winning 5 games in a row. They hope to keep up that momentum this past Thursday against the conference leader Oral Roberts. The Bison started out the first half of the game going toe-to-toe with the Golden Eagles. They went 9 of 16 on 3-point attempts and were only down by 5 at halftime. However, the second half wouldn't be the same as the first, as the Bison fell behind and eventually lost 92-69. Grant Nelson led the way in scoring with 21 points and 6 rebounds. Bowden Scumberg had 15 points, 2 rebounds, and 4 assists, and DeJavis Miller had 11 points and 8 rebounds. The Bison tried to get the momentum back from that loss on Saturday. However, the Kansas City Roos had other ideas. The Bison would start off slow, falling to a deficit of 9 points at halftime. They would rally back in the second half for an attempted game-winning shot from Grant Nelson. However, the shot was not able to go, and the Bison win was not meant to be, as the Bison lost that game as well, 75-73. Andrew Morgan had a big day, scoring 29 points and getting 8 rebounds, and Grant Nelson had 15 points with 7 rebounds. The Bison will look to get back on track this Friday as they face North Dakota at 7 p.m. You can watch the game on ABC North Dakota. Women's basketball has been off to a great start to the conference season by winning 6 of their first 7 conference games. They look to keep up the good start in Tulsa last Thursday. The Bison shooting got off to a slow start and never recovered. They only shot 2 of 20 from 3, and they only shot 28% on field goals as Oral Roberts gave the Bison their second conference loss of the season with a final score of 75-53. Elle Evans led the way in scoring with 14 points. She also had 2 rebounds and 2 blocks. Taylor Brown had 13 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists, and Abby Graham had 11 points, a rebound, and a steal. It didn't take long for the team to forget about that loss, however, as they played a stellar game on Saturday against Kansas City. After being only up by 1 point after 3 quarters, the Bison took control of the fourth quarter, winning the game 75-66. Elle Evans scored 23 points and 8 rebounds. Emily Banky had a double-double as she had 14 points and 11 rebounds, and Abby Draper had 9 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. The women's team will be heading to Grand Forks this Saturday at 1 p.m. to play UND. You can watch that game on Mid-Coast Sports. The North Dakota State men's and women's track teams competed at the Jim Emmerlich Alumni Invitational this past Saturday. As for the men, Josh Knutson took first place in the 400-meter dash with a time of 47.85 seconds. Brandon Lewis won the long jump with a distance of a little over 7 meters. Caden Pashton was the top collegiate weight thrower with a distance of 19.57 meters, and Gerard White finished second in the pole vault at a height of almost 5 meters. As for the women's team, Kendra Kelly took first place in the 200-meter dash in 24 seconds flat. Sydney Arndt won the 60-meter hurdles in 8.46 seconds, and right behind her was Teresa Bollebrook with a time of 8.49 seconds, and Grace Emenath won the long jump in her third straight meet with a height of almost 6 meters. Just like the women's basketball team, the track and field teams will be up in Grand Forks this Saturday competing in the UND Open. Finally, the Bison wrestling team continued their strong start to the season as they won both of their games this past weekend in dominating fashion. On Friday, they beat Wyoming 32-3, and on Saturday, they beat Utah Valley 31-12. The team is now 8-2 overall, and they will be off this weekend before they play Air Force on February 3rd. Well, that is all for the Bison Sports Report. Now let's take it over to weather with Coy. And Coy is looking mightily, brutally cold this upcoming weekend. And what can we expect with that cold weather coming in?
Oh yeah, we have a few really cold days coming up in the next few days. However, as the week goes on, we will start seeing some warmer temperatures there, which I'll get into. Taking a look at the current conditions coming to us from the airport, we are seeing temperatures at 20 degrees right now with the wind chill down at 5 miles per hour, and we are seeing winds out of the south right now at 14 miles per hour. Taking a look at the hour by hour for the rest of the night, as you can see, we'll have overcast skies throughout much of the night. However, as we get into the early morning tomorrow around 6 a.m., we are going to get some of that some of the cloud cover will lose some of that, and we will see temperatures throughout the 30s and 20s throughout much of the night. Taking a look at the skycast, this morning the sun rose at 7:58 p.m., sun set at 5:21 p.m., gave us about 9 hours and 23 minutes of daylight there. And looking at the moon phases, we are currently in the waxing crescent phase. Just had a new moon about 5 nights ago, and we do have the first quarter coming up in a couple of nights. Taking a look at today's almanac, today's high was a 25, low of 0. Pretty close to what's going on for the average. Both lows are at 0. However, the high was 1947 at 46 degrees, and we did set the low back in 1950 with negative 32 degrees. Taking a look at what's going on across the country, we are seeing temperatures across the Midwest. We are seeing temperatures in the 20s and 30s, except for Minnesota. Then we are seeing temperatures drop down to the teens, and then once you get down south and along the coast, we are seeing temperatures in the 40s and 50s, and even 77 down in the tip of Florida. Taking a look at the rain and snow forecast. A lot of places besides North Dakota are going to get hit with some snow. However, it kind of avoids us there. We are seeing a little bit of snow in the eastern side of North Dakota in the Fargo-Moorhead area, about 1 to 3 inches there, but not a whole lot on the heavy side like they'll have in the Rockies over there. Taking a look at the next 7 days, to kick it off, it will get really cold starting with tomorrow. We are seeing a high of -3 with a low of -16, and then Sunday's pretty similar temperatures for there. And as we move into the week, Monday will be pretty cold, or pretty similar, and these cold temperatures will continue with a high of -5 and a low of -20. The end of the week will be pretty similar with highs in the teens and lows around -15 to -20 for those on Groundhog's Day. If any of you watching at home see any interesting weather in your area, then be sure to snap a photo or grab a video. You can send them our way and submit them online at www.ndsubin.com/news. Well, that's all we have for weather for this week. Back to you at the desk, Ash.
Well, next Thursday is Groundhog's Day, and boy, I really hope that groundhog does not see a shadow, because I am just about had it with winter. I want spring already.
Although if 6 more weeks of winter is all we have for North Dakota, I don't think that'd be the worst thing in the world.
I don't know. I'm just about ready. It's so cold. It's going to be in the negative digits a lot next week. I don't want any more winter, man. Well, we are glad to have you all tonight, and we will see you again next Thursday. Thank you all for watching, and have a great night.